Hey everybody, this is Leo Ramos bringing you the overall summary, my review, I should say, of the 10-day total transformational cleanse by Purium. Okay, let me establish a few things first. First of all, I am doing this video a month after I finished my 10-day transformational cleanse. Okay, the reason I waited that long to do the final review is because I wanted to see what kind of maintenance I was able to sustain throughout that month. Because in the past I've done programs a couple of weeks long, went ahead and did them, and then 2 weeks later I have gained everything back and usually a little bit more, which tends to be the pattern for most diets. This is not a diet, this is a cleanse, so it's not intended as necessarily just a type of diet type thing. It's more of a cleansing out your system, allowing it to get the nutrition that it needs. And as a result, you end up losing weight. So some people have lost 5 pounds, some people have lost 20 pounds. It just completely varies. What I'm going to focus on is my results. And my results through the maintenance and also some of my challenges. I wanted to do this video a month later because I just went through the whole holiday season, meaning Christmas, New Year's, the parties, the social events, the visiting mom, the eating her good food, all that stuff. So I figured it would give me a good gauge to be able to see what kind of results I had. Okay, so that being said, let me tell you how this review is going to be laid out. And then that way you can just go to the section that's most important to you. The first thing is I'm going to talk a little bit about what it is. So in case you're just watching this video and not all the other videos that I did, then you have a general picture of kind of how this works. Second, my overall experience for me, which includes the good, the challenges, and just kind of how I felt. I'm going to talk about the results that I acquired and the ones that I was able to sustain, and then also a little bit about what are my next steps. And obviously, if it's something that's of interest to you, what could be your next steps? So that being said, let's get right to it. What is it? Okay, let me take a little drink. This is one of the products. This is the greens. The 10-day transformational cleanse has a schedule, and that schedule is provided for you here if you'd like to see it. Just go ahead and go to the questions and answers and you'll be able to find it there. So I don't have to try to show it to you with the camera. But it basically has several products. Now I'm talking about the cleanse part, okay? So I'm going to separate it into two parts. Now we have the amino acids, and you have the power shake, which is the greens, and you have what they call the apothecary concentrate, which tends to be a lot of antioxidant. That is the core of the transformational program. Now the cleanse part of it has the herbal cleanse capsules and a daily fiber blend that they have. This is, you mix it into water and go ahead and drink it, and then that's part of what helps with the cleansing. Okay? Now, I did the whole part of it. I did all of it together. If I do it when I do it again, I'm going to go ahead and do just the transformational part, so just basically these three main products, and see what kind of results I get with that. Okay? So now that you have a general sense of it, what I did is I went through the whole 10 days. I journaled my experience, and if you want to go day by day, you're certainly welcome to, and all the days are laid out on the website, so you can go ahead and do that. And I also set up a question and answer section so that any questions that you have, or any questions that have been asked, or any questions that I had, they could be put on there, and then I don't have to answer them all over again. So hopefully the whole review is a comprehensive review that'll help you make an informed decision about what could be your next steps for generating the next level of health that you want to create. So, now that we've talked about what it is, next, oh wait, I was supposed to tell you what everything else is going to do. So first I'm going to talk about what it is, then my overall experience, my results, and the next steps. Okay, I did say that. Why did I do it? I think it's important for me to share with you why I chose to do this, because if you choose to do something, whether it's this or whether it's something else, the why is very important. As a matter of fact, I would say is the most important ingredient out of all of them. For me, it's primarily because I wanted to be able to kickstart and reconnect to the healthy habits that I already know about and I should be practicing. So it's sort of a little kickstart for me. And really, almost saddens me, and I'm trying to be careful here when I thread this, because there's a sadness for me that comes about because I have had an opportunity to experience the passing of two of my brothers. Both of them for health reasons. One of them was quick, and then the other one was a little more drawn out with cancer. And I got to watch my brother with cancer go through and watch his health deteriorate. Now, he tried so many things naturally and to try to do things to support his body holistically, as well as he tried a lot of the regular methods that they would try with cancer. And unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough for him to be able to stay alive with us longer. But that being said, one of the gifts that he did leave me behind was the importance of my health, and how if I want to be around for my little ones, for my wife, for my family, for all those that I love, I've got to continue to move forward in my health. I got to continue to do the things to support my health. So to me, that was a big drive. Okay, this is reconnect, stay with it, and then continue to create the next level of health. The other reason why I chose to do it is because it's a cleanse. I like cleansing my system. I think it's a good thing to do. And I want to do it with quality products. So I researched this company quite a bit. There's really good food, really good supplements, and really good things that go into their products. I would say they're really quality products. They're whole food, they're vegan, they're organic, and it tastes good, which is a plus, because a lot of people can't do cleanses because of how the supplements taste. But this, I would say, tasted really good. The results of the quality of the products have shown throughout, not only the taste, but also how I felt. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. But I'm not just talking about what the company says that is quality or what other people say is quality. I'm going based off of my experience, and not only my research, but my personal experience of what I felt throughout them. So why would I do that? Because I want to make sure that anybody who is watching this video, anybody who reads my website, understands that I don't recommend things that I don't know about or have had an opportunity to research, an opportunity to really be involved with, and it's generally not my rule of thumb. My rule of thumb is find out, does this work for you? Is it quality? Do you have that experience of quality? And so that you can, when you share it, people know that, and they have somebody that they outside of the company itself to be able to give you their experience. Now, obviously, that's just my experience. So this is a good spot for me to put the disclaimer that I'm supposed to put with all these shares, which is you've got to do your due diligence. If you are going to take on this program or any other new program for whatever reason, then please consult your health professional, because this is not intended to cure, diagnose. You're not going to have necessarily the same results that I had or that somebody else had. You're going to have your own results if you choose to do it. And for me, that's in essence the disclaimer. So I'm just sharing it as information, and hopefully this is part of your due diligence that you do use to help you make an informed decision. So that being said, let's move on to the reviews themselves. Okay, so the review overall is, I'm going to break it down into three parts: the challenges, the good stuff, and how I felt. Then I'll talk a little bit about maintenance, and then we'll be pretty much through. But the challenges, I would say, were mostly based around the beginning of the program. It's a different routine. It's a schedule. It's a different schedule that you're on. And you kind of have to get used to it. So I thought it was going to be much more difficult than it was. The first couple of days, I had to keep looking at the sheet. Okay, what am I supposed to do now? What am I supposed to do now? To remind myself. But it was pretty easy. Pretty easy. Every 2 to 3 hours, you're doing something. And it's something that you can do at home, or you can do it at work, and it's not a problem. You can just take either your shake stuff with you or your supplements with you, and you're pretty much done. A little bit of flex food, and that's it. So after about the second or third day, I got used to the routine. One thing that I did notice, and I would say that this, for me, this would be a little bit of the challenge with the program, would be the fiber supplements, both the capsule and the drink. For the capsules, I didn't feel that it moved quite as much as I expected it. Now, that could be a personal experience, and it got, what I'm saying here is that it could be completely different for you. For example, I did share some of those products with my father after I had already finished my program. I had a few left over, and I said, hey, you want to try them, see how it works for you? Sure. So he happened to use them, and for him, the experience was completely different. Okay, I mean, it just moved stuff for him. So there's a testament to say, you know what, it could be different for you than it could be for me. Now, I do a lot of cleanses, so it could be that, you know, for me, it just wasn't quite as effective. Or maybe that I just done other cleanses as well. So who knows, okay? But for you, it might be different. The other one was the taste for me, well, lack of taste, so if you would, because it didn't taste bad, but the daily fiber blend. You're supposed to mix that into a drink, shake it up, and then have it. Well, for me, it was kind of bland. Not that I expected much of a taste, but it is fiber, okay? So that's for the cleanse, that was it. Now, it was no big deal. I went ahead and did it, and it was easy. But that would be my only criticisms. What else was a challenge? Okay. I told you I started this right around the beginning of this holiday season, meaning after Thanksgiving I started, and it went for the 10 days. Now, even that period of time, there was still social events, there was parties, there were things, there were stuff that made it a little bit of a challenge because it was food that I liked and that I had to figure out how was I going to work that in, or how was I going to work around that while I'm on this cleanse, because I couldn't really have that. The other is, you know, if I crave the food, like, especially if it's in front of me, for example, popcorn. One day I went to the movies, I love popcorn, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to have some. So how did I deal with that? And I'm going to share with you when I get into the good stuff, how I went ahead and handled it. So I guess if there was a summary of it, would be the holidays or the social events were a bit more of a challenge. And they weren't as bad if I planned for them. If I didn't plan for them and I just kind of was involved in it, I didn't have my food with me or my supplements, then it made it a little bit tougher. Okay? And it was holiday season. So if there was a feedback that would give people, is probably not, don't do this right at the holiday season, maybe just after, a nice little gap of 10 days that almost anybody can do, and have some great health results. Okay? So that's what I would suggest. Now for the good stuff. Okay, so now there's a stuff that I'm excited talking about as well, is I'm going to start with the schedule. The schedule itself, once I got the hang of it, it was easy. Just every 2 to 3 hours I'm doing something. Even if I mix things up a little bit because I mixed up what I was supposed to take at a certain time, I just switched it and it worked out great. So that was great. The fact that pretty much the shake tasted good, there was no problems with it. The apothecary, the antioxidant thing that I take at night, tasted pretty good, and it was easy to do. So I would say that was really good. Let's see, I like the habits that I reconnected to. I'm not going to say that I necessarily built because I already had them, but the ones that I did reconnect to. For example, I chewed my food a lot longer, and that was one of the tricks that I would say I used, especially when I craved something like popcorn. Remember, I mentioned that earlier. I found that if I chewed a lot more, that I didn't eat nearly as much. Like I ate 5 or 6 little pieces of popcorn, and that was enough. So to me, that was really cool because it's, number one, chewing your food a lot. It's great. Your digestive system, you're able to digest it easier, and so forth. So that's something I could carry into maintenance and be able to use all the time. 2, I didn't have as much. And 3, I was able to come up with a tool that helped me, or is going to help me and continues to help me deal with cravings whenever I might have them. Okay? And the habit that I reconnected to was water. I drank a lot more water. And that is just healthy for anybody. So pretty much just drink more water, stay hydrated, and that's a great habit to have. Portion size. Initially, I thought, here we go. Yes, of course I'm going to lose weight because I'm having less food. And I'm doing supplements and I'm doing a shake and I'm doing that kind of stuff. And, you know, of course we're going to lose weight. Of course it's a natural. But one of the things that was neat is that because of the smaller portion sizes, I found that my body is getting used to it. And I wasn't hungry, I wasn't craving, I wasn't like starved or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I started finding that that's all that I really needed. So to me, that's great because it reminds me that I don't eat, just because it's on my plate and there's a ton of it, doesn't mean I have to eat it all. My body doesn't need all of that food. Okay, and at least not, and it has a tough time working with that much food in it. So smaller portion sizes was a great habit to reconnect to. And now I go ahead and utilize that as much as I can. There's times where I kind of veer off of that, and you'll see that when I share with you my results during maintenance period. Cravings. I mentioned to you how to handle some of the cravings, that you chew my food more, smaller portion sizes, all that has come in handy as I've done this. And one of the other things that has been very useful has been my reminder that if I'm going to go to an event where I'm going to be tempted with food that usually, you know, would serve myself a lot of, plan accordingly. Maybe have a shake before I go. Maybe drink more water. When I get there, use smaller portion sizes. Chew my food more thoroughly. All those resources that are habits, I think, that are developed and reconnected to during the cleanse, I would say they're very useful for me and for anyone who's doing the program and who wants to maintain what they've accomplished. What's another good stuff? The other good stuff is, obviously, I mentioned the quality. The quality, the company, of course, is going to say they have good quality. Of course, all companies say that. But for me, it was important to see how that quality played out in my body. There's other programs that I've done that I've liked and I've lost weight on, but you know, the quality, there's some things in there that were fillers, and there were some of the ingredients they were using that I didn't have completely, I didn't completely agree with that. But for this company, I haven't found really anything that I don't agree with as part of their product. And the fact that they use the whole food and they're organic and vegan, all that, as I went to my body, I actually felt like my body was getting the nutrition that it needed. Maybe part of the reason why I wasn't craving as much stuff. So I would say that the quality of it was really good. Even the fiber, and it was really good. It just was, for me, maybe didn't do quite as much as for others. Another plus that I would say about the company is that the support. The support has been great, meaning that they have email, they have a naturopathic doctor, they have available for you. Now, just that in and of itself, when I talked to my sister the other day about that, she goes, shoot, just that by itself, because she knows how much a consultation with a naturopath is. Doing the supplements, meaning that they're affordable and they're not, you know, highly priced in any way, shape, or form. She's like, just for that reason, it's worth it. Now, for you, is it worth it for you? It's up to you whether you make use of that. One of the things that I did like as part of their support systems, they have this little little support system that it texts you and reminds you of a couple of little tips. For example, did you know that a glass of cold water and a green apple will give you just about as much energy as a cup of coffee will? I didn't know that, but that's a pretty cool little tool. And then also they would send little inspirational things to kind of keep you going, to remind you of why you're doing this and to stay focused on it. So I found those useful, and I would say that pretty much anybody probably would find them useful. What else is good stuff? Obviously my energy, and I'll talk about that in how I felt throughout the program. At the beginning, it was the adjustment. First couple days, adjustment, 2-3 days, the schedule, how I felt. My body was saying, hey, you're not giving me as much food initially, but then they got used to it. What I found is that I got used to less food. I felt great. I felt energized. I felt focused. I felt like my energy was stable throughout the whole time. So it allowed me to actually be more productive, which was awesome. I was already productive, but even more so, which was really great. And obviously, I can't deny the results. The results, as part of the good stuff and how I felt, were really good. In 10 days, I lost approximately 10 pounds, and that's with not doing the program a full 100%. I mean, it was 95%, I'd say I did it. And then also about 7 inches in overall loss. Now the question will be maintenance, but that being said, that's what I achieved over those 10 days. That's part of the success. The part that excites me more is reconnecting to the good, healthy habits and the fact that I feel that I can carry those into maintenance, okay? And that I can make that into a routine that becomes part of my regular lifestyle, which to me, anything that nurtures those habits is a useful tool. And the program definitely does it. So that being said, the maintenance part. Let's go into the maintenance part. Okay, I said I waited a month before I made this review because I wanted to see what happened. Now remember, I went right into the holiday season, so everything led up to Christmas. Christmas time, I traveled, I went home, I had mom's cooking, and we had New Year's, we had all the food that comes with that, and everything. So, 2 weeks after finishing my cleanse, actually no, it wasn't 2 weeks, it was 20 days or so, 21 days after having finished my cleanse. After I'd come back from visiting mom and having her food and just letting go and not really doing any of the supplements, I did do a little bit of the shake, which I liked. After all that, I found that I regained 2.5 pounds back. Now, to me, I don't know about you, but to me, that's pretty freaking cool. Because 20 days later, only regained 2.5 pounds back, that's pretty darn good. And then the last 10 days, meaning from before New Year's on to now, I've regained about 2 or so pounds back. So a month later, about 4.5, maybe 5 pounds regained, and that's while I've been off of the supplements pretty much, and off of the program, and off of the routine, and breaking some of the habits. Okay, so am I excited? Yes. Now, would I have liked to have kept everything off? Absolutely. But I wanted to test to see what the reality of this program was. Now, how am I going to handle this, and what are the actions that I'm going to take personally? I'm going to get back on track. I'm going to redo the program, except that I'm going to make one change this time. This time I'm just going to do the transformational program, meaning I'm going to leave out the fiber stuff that comes with it. You can do it like that if you'd like. I want to see what results I get from that, and then obviously I'll share those with you. Okay? And from there, we'll see what kind of results I can accomplish. I feel excited because I've got the habits, I've got the routine, I know what's coming, and I've created some great results. So I only suspect that I'm going to do really good stuff for my health as well. And this time, I want to make sure that I get those habits to stay for longer. Now, so far I've been able to do it for a month, and let's see how we do after this. Now, all that being said, why am I even sharing all this with you? Why did I go through all this trouble? Is I want to make sure that I show transparency. That I show the transparency of my experience, of what I did, and hopes that it will support you. It will support somebody who's interested in improving their health, somebody who's interested in losing weight, anything of that nature. Okay? Now, in the interest of being completely transparent, I want you to understand that I am a member of the company, meaning I've joined the company because I wanted the products, and they do have a compensation plan that if you do share with somebody and they do get the products, then you go ahead and get a little bit of residual back. Now, I want to be very clear. Whether you do this or not, I want it completely up to you. Okay? You make the decision because it's something that's right for you, not because I'm going to generate some income if you do, because that's not my interest. My interest is to help people be of support to their health, be of support to their lives, and in order for me to be able to really be congruent with my message is I need to experience it, which is what I did. It is why I'm doing this. So if you found that this review was useful and that you want to be connected to me as a support source, then and this product is actually something that interests you, then I encourage you to go ahead and do it. I completely wholeheartedly recommend it, and I feel good about you being able to do this. Now, if you do choose to do it and you're interested, I would recommend that you give me a call or contact me through any of the links or the information that I provide on this page, because the company, as having become a member and done the cleanse, I get some gift cards, $50 gift cards that I can give away to somebody who's interested in getting the products. So if you just want to do the products, you're not interested in making the money part, you just want to do the products, then you still can use that $50 gift card. If you're somebody who's interested in using the products and you find that they're good and you want to be connected to generate some additional residual income, then we can talk about that, and I'll be happy to share with you what I have experienced from that and what other people have done as well. Okay? So that being said, I know that this video has gotten long, so if you've gone this far, I honor you. I thank you for watching. I certainly hope that this has been useful to you and that you accomplish all the health goals that you aspire to, and that you are able to create the lifestyle that is happy, healthy, and wealthy for you. Okay? So to your health, have a great day.